and it was no big deal. And it shouldn't be a big deal. All right, Dennis here, Capital Training and Shoeing. I'm here this morning with one of my customers' mares, and she's got a affiliate side here by One Brilliant Desire, and this filly's about 5 weeks old. And Tony has done a tremendous job with this filly, handling her from the time she was born. She's got her real gentle and makes this process a lot easier because of what she's done. And it's exciting to me because what Tony has been a good student for some time now, and she implements the things that you guys are seeing on these YouTube here and put them to practice. So it's nice to see that that other people are able to use what we're teaching here. So I'm going to go ahead and catch her today and show you how to use a dewormer. We're not going to put worms in, we're going to deworm. So this fella, the first thing I'm going to do is catch her, and she's more interested in my camera. Cindy's got the camera here. She's more interested in her than she is in me. So right there, when I reached for her, she just kind of walked off, and I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I like what she's doing now. She's standing there, and she's looking at me out of that left eye. She's real quiet. I'm going to approach her directly at the shoulder here. As I came to her, she started to move off. As I stood there, she was going to turn away from me. I'm waiting for her to stand. I'm waiting for her to let me touch her. And I see as soon as I got my hands on her, she was able to stop trying to leave. So I'm making my moves in counter to what she's doing. All I want her to do is stand there quietly, let me touch her on the rump first. Now I'm come up here beside her. And she started to back up. Didn't like that rope coming around on top of her nose. We're in kind of an area here that's probably a little too big. Now here's where, as she's walking away from me, she's doing that to get away. And if I just stand still, she'll come up and put her nose on me. But then when I reach for her to try to catch her, she just wants to raise up and leave. So there's a beginning of a little bit. See her want to just come in right there, and she let me touch her. And that's all fine and dandy, but we've got to get the halter on her. As soon as I get on the side where I can get the halter on, she's trying to leave. Okay. So this is what happens when they don't get any exposure to any type of pressure whatsoever. So the gentling that has not taken place has made this a lot easier. So she's not afraid of me, and she's all she's doing is a normal response from a baby that doesn't want to have their ears touched or doesn't want to have their head touched. So this is normal response from her. Like I said, we're gonna deworm her here. But first thing before I deworm her, I'm gonna get on the side here, and I'm gonna apply just a little bit of pressure to the halter, which would be, she would feel that on the right side of her face. And then I'm going to help her to move her hip away. So the reason that I do that is I want to have that filly looking for a response to move away from pressure. Even though I'm on the left side over here, when I pull, the pressure's on the right side of the halter, and the pressure back here is on the left side of her hip. So her hip is moving to the left, and her face was moving to the right, away from the pressure. When I asked her to come forward there, she just raised her head up and resisted, and I just waited until she came to me. Now, right here, she's standing there with her shoulder pushing on me just a little bit, so I'm gonna have her move her front end just away, just a little bit. That is to me, that's a game changer in handling animals, is when that shoulder steps away and they stand there quietly beside you. This is a position for them to be in where they feel vulnerable. When they're directly in front of you like this, they've got all their confidence they need. I mean, this is a defensive position when they're right in front of you. So they can turn and leave, and it leaves them in control. But when you get on the side, it's almost like they instinctively know that they're giving up some of their ability to leave whenever they want to. So I'm just making little gentle steps. I'm letting her feel a little bit of pressure from that halter, and I'm letting her, I like that. She's nice and moved away from me, and she's staying real quiet. So this is, the beginning of setting the stage for respectful behavior from your horse. In my opinion, we cannot sacrifice on that respect. These horses have to have enough respect that when they feel a little bit of pressure from us, like right there, she's feeling pressure. So respect is simply arranging the thoughts in the mind to get down to the feet, and when those feet move, she moved her feet and she stepped into complete release. She put the release in there. That's what respect, how it's established from a person to a horse. Now, if I take a hold of her and she's in a frame of mind where she thinks she can just do whatever she wants to do, in other words, she's going to pull on the halter, she's going to rear her head, she's going to try to do whatever she wants, that is disrespect. If I allow that, you know what's going to happen? Right now she weighs about maybe 200 pounds, but she's going to get where she weighs 1,000 pounds someday, and she'll have that same type of mannerism, same type of attitude, same type of behavior, and it's much more difficult to deal with when she has you outweighed. When we're one-to-one on weight, why, we can get away with a lot of things that don't really require very good horsemanship. We can stand there and stand our ground against that, but they grow faster than we do by quite a bit. So it doesn't matter to me how old or how young a horse is. They're horses the day they're born, and they respond instinctively from the day that they're born. And what we're doing is developing a relationship to where I'm the leader and the horse responds to me because of that leadership. And really that's where they like to be. That's where they want to be more comfortable. So let's get on with our deworming process here. This is a tool. And if you're not real careful with this, you're going to create a lot of issues when it comes to bridling a horse later on. So even though we're not going to think about putting a bridle in this horse, but yet I am thinking about putting a bridle in her. So I'm gonna just take this, and I want her to see it, and then I'll just rub her nose here a little bit, and I want to rub it down over her nose and around. Now she's got it in her mouth. I'm going to just let her lick on it. Now, while she was licking on it, she raised her head and started to back away. I don't want her thinking about leaving. I'm going to come down over the nose around and get it right there in the corner of her mouth. You see, I've got the point of this dewormer pointing away from her. Here's where you get in trouble when you come at it like this and you point it in there and it's sticking up towards the roof of their mouth, and they start opening their mouth, bobbing their head. Next thing you know, you're jabbing them in the roof of the mouth with the worming applicator. I'm going to put it right here. It's on top of her tongue, and she's licking it, and she's not trying to get away. And I had it already set at 200 pounds, and I just, put the dewormer in there, and I let her lick on it, and then I took it out, and it was no big deal. And it shouldn't be a big deal. If worming the horse is a big deal, it's because it was neglected the first time or two that it was done. So the process here will save you a lot of time every time you deworm your horse, for one. And I think more importantly, it's going to save you a lot of confusion and a lot of unwanted behavior from your horse when it comes time to putting the bit in their mouth later on. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this baby being worked with a little bit. I like her. She's real smart, and she's real inquisitive, just like all babies are. And as you can see, that she's gentle and kind and wants to be here with me. And that is a byproduct of handling them with understanding. There's times, even with these babies, that mare step up there and want to stick her nose on, I'm going to have her get away. I don't really like for a horse to put their nose on me and start licking around and lipping around on me. To me, that's setting the stage for the door to open up to disrespect, and they'll start using that nose to push you with, and they'll want to get away from you. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and glad to have you with us.